October 30th, 1974, Kinshasa, Zaire. Muhammad Ali stepped into the ring to fight George Foreman in the Rumble in the Jungle. 60,000 people watched, millions more on television. But nobody knew Ali's secret. Nobody knew that he was fighting blind in one eye. For 42 years, Ali hid this from the world. Then in 2016, his doctor finally revealed the truth. What Ali did that night wasn't just brave. It was impossible. And it proved that the greatest victory isn't about what you have. It's about what you're willing to risk. But this story didn't start that night. It started a year earlier, in a training gym, with one punch and with an injury that could have ended Ali's career. September 1973. Ali's training camp, Deer Lake, Pennsylvania. Ali was 31 years old and on the comeback trail. After losing to Joe Frazier, he was fighting to prove himself again. That day, his sparring partner was a young boxer whose name wasn't recorded. But he hit hard. Maybe too hard. During the 12th round of sparring, the partner threw a right hook. Ali would normally see that punch coming and slip it, but this time something went wrong. The punch landed flush on Ali's right eye, an open glove with no protection. Ali stumbled. He bent over. He went to the corner. Angelo Dundee, Ali's trainer, immediately ran over. "What happened, champ?" Ali closed his eye, opened it. "My eye. Something's wrong. I can't see right." "Which eye?" "The right one." Dundee panicked. Blows to the eyes can end a boxer's career. Retinal tears, permanent damage, even blindness. "You need to see a doctor, now." Ali shook his head. "No, it's just a bruise. It'll be gone tomorrow." But tomorrow never came. A week later, Ali was still seeing blurry out of his right eye. There were halos around lights. Depth perception was gone. And worst of all, he was having trouble seeing punches coming from the right side. Finally, Ali went to see a private eye doctor. Dr. Stanley Trulson, a renowned ophthalmologist from Nebraska. Ali didn't give his name. He wanted privacy. The doctor examined him, ran tests, and then looked Ali straight in the eye. "Mr. Whatever your name is," Dr. Trulson said, "you have a retinal tear. It's detached. In your right eye, you've lost about 60% of peripheral vision, and your central vision is also affected." Ali sat quietly. "What does that mean?" "It means you can't box professionally anymore. If you take another hit to that eye, you could go completely blind. Or worse, you could suffer brain damage." Ali nodded. "Can you operate?" "I can operate, but there are risks. And even after surgery, that eye will never be the same. Best case scenario, you'll have blurry vision. Worst case, you'll have no vision at all." "So you're recommending retirement?" The doctor nodded. "Yes, your career is over. I'm sorry." Ali stood up. He shook the doctor's hand, and without saying anything, he left. That night, Ali sat at home. His wife Veronica was beside him. "What did the doctor say?" she asked. Ali looked at her. He could tell the truth. He should tell the truth. But something stopped him. "Just a bruise," Ali lied. "It'll be gone in a few weeks." Why did he lie? Because Ali knew. If the truth got out, his career was over. Boxing commissions wouldn't let him fight. Doctors would try to stop him. The media would see him as weak. And Ali wasn't done yet. He still had things to prove. He still had to get revenge on Joe Frazier. He still had to become world champion again. "I'm not telling anyone," Ali told himself. "This is my secret, and I'll live with it." Over the next few months, Ali learned to adapt. He learned to turn his head more to the right to compensate for the peripheral vision loss. He learned to estimate distances without depth perception. And most importantly, he learned to hide it. Angelo Dundee noticed something. "Champ, why are you reacting slow to punches from the right side?" "I'm getting old," Ali joked. "I'm 32. Reflexes aren't what they used to be." But Dundee believed him, or wanted to believe him, because he also needed Ali to keep fighting. For money, for legacy. In early 1974, Ali won 3 more fights. He won his second fight against Joe Frazier. Frazier himself was injured with a broken jaw. Then he beat other opponents. And then the opportunity came. A world championship match against George Foreman. George Foreman was the scariest boxer of that era. 40 wins, 37 by knockout. He'd destroyed Joe Frazier in 2 rounds. He'd knocked out Ken Norton in the second round. Nobody could stop Foreman. And everyone expected Ali to lose. Not just lose, but get knocked out. Maybe suffer permanent injury. Maybe even die. Dr. Ferdy Pacheco, Ali's ringside doctor, pulled Ali aside. "Ali, don't take this fight," Pacheco begged. "Foreman will kill you. You're not the same anymore. Your reflexes are slow. Your defense is weak." Ali smiled. "Don't worry, Doc, I have a plan." But what Pacheco didn't know was that Ali's reflexes weren't slow because of age. They were slow because of his eye. Ali couldn't fully see punches coming from the right side. and Foreman was primarily a right-hand puncher. 1 week before leaving for Kinshasa, Ali secretly visited Dr. Trulson again for another examination. "How's my eye?" Ali asked. Trulson ran tests. He shook his head. "Worse. The retina has detached more. Now you've lost 70% of peripheral vision, and your central vision is blurry. So can I still fight?" Trulson looked at Ali sternly. "No, absolutely not. If George Foreman hits your right eye, you could go completely blind, or the retina could fully detach. Surgery couldn't even save it. This is suicide." Ali nodded. "I understand. Thanks." Doc, October 30th, 1974, Kinshasa 20th of May Stadium. 4 m for cooler weather. 60,000 people in the stadium. The world watching. In the locker room, Ali looked at himself in the mirror. His right eye was slightly blurry, but his left eye was good. And with one eye, he could still fight. Angelo Dundee gave final instructions. "You're going to tire Foreman out. You're going to lean on the ropes. You're going to take it until he's exhausted. Then you'll strike." Ali nodded. But inside, he was thinking, if I lean on the ropes, I have a blind spot on the right side. If Foreman hits me from there, I won't see it coming. But there was no other choice. This was Ali's plan. Rope-a-dope. Lean on the ropes, exhaust Foreman's power, then counterattack. The bell rang. The fight began. Round 1. Foreman attacked. Big, powerful punches to Ali's body, to his head. Ali leaned on the ropes. He covered his face with his arms. But there was a problem. Ali couldn't fully see punches coming from Foreman's right hand. They came like a blurry shadow. Ali had to guess. In round 2, Foreman threw a right hook. Ali didn't see it properly. The punch caught the side of Ali's head. Ali stumbled. The crowd held its breath. Foreman rushed in for the knockout, but Ali recovered. He moved back a bit. He survived. Round 3, 4, 5, Ali was holding on, but with every right-hand punch, he was reacting a second too late, because he couldn't see. Angelo Dundee was worried in the corner. Why is he reacting so slow? This isn't Ali. But Ali kept fighting, and he noticed something. Foreman was getting tired. His arms were getting heavy. His breathing was getting harder. In round 7, Foreman threw a big right hook, right into Ali's blind zone. Ali turned his head at the last second. The punch hit Ali's forehead, not his eye. But the blow was hard. Ali's legs shook. For a second, he thought he was going down. Foreman rushed in. Time for the knockout. But then Ali did something. Even though his right eye couldn't see, his left eye was perfect. And with that left eye, he saw Foreman's chin. Open. Defenseless. Ali threw a combination. Left, right, left. All clean. Foreman stumbled. Round 8. Foreman was exhausted. His arms were down. And Ali saw the opportunity. A left jab. A right cross. A left hook. Foreman fell. The referee started counting. 1, 2, 3. The crowd went wild. Ali! Ali! Ali Bomaye. Ali, kill him! 10. Foreman didn't get up. Muhammad Ali, at 32 years old, with one eye, became world champion. After the fight, the media bombarded Ali with questions. Ali, how did you do it? Ali, how did you withstand Foreman's punches? Ali smiled. I am the greatest. I told you. But he said nothing about his eye, nothing about the blindness, nothing about the risks. In the locker room, Dr. Pacheco examined Ali. You were lucky, he said. Foreman hit you good a few times, but no serious damage. Ali nodded. But inside, he thought, if one of those punches had landed flush on my right eye, I'd be blind right now. Angelo Dundee sat next to Ali. Champ, why were you so slow on the right side? Ali looked at him. He could tell the truth, but he didn't. It was tactics, Ali said. I encouraged Foreman to use his right hand, so he'd get tired. Dundee believed him, or wanted to believe him. For the next 42 years, Muhammad Ali kept his secret. In 1975, in his third fight with Joe Frazier, Thriller in Manila, Ali fought with one eye again and won. In 1978, he lost to Leon Spinks, then won the rematch. He became the first man to be world champion 3 times. With one eye. In 1981, he retired, and the secret retired with him. As the years passed, Ali's Parkinson's disease got worse. He had trouble speaking, but still, he never talked about his eye. Why? Maybe because he was ashamed. Maybe because he didn't want his legacy questioned. Maybe because he didn't want people to say, oh, he won with one eye, he wasn't a real champion. Or maybe Ali just wanted to keep it private, because it was an achievement only he knew about. And that was enough. June 3rd, 2016, Muhammad Ali died, at 74 years old. The world mourned. A few weeks after his funeral, Dr. Stanley Trulson, now 90 years old and retired, gave an interview. To a small newspaper in Nebraska, the journalist asked, Was there a memorable patient in your career? Dr. Trulson paused. Then he said, yes, Muhammad Ali. You treated Ali? Yes, in 1973, he had a retinal tear in his eye. I told him to retire, but he didn't retire. He kept going, and he beat Foreman with one eye. The journalist was shocked. What did you say? Ali was blind. In his right eye, yes, 70% peripheral vision loss. No depth perception. Blurry central vision. Medically, he shouldn't have fought, but he did, and he won. The story was published in the small newspaper. Then bigger papers picked it up. Then national media. Then international. The world was shocked. Sports Illustrated headline, Ali's secret battle, how he became champion with one eye. ESPN documentary, Invisible Courage, Ali's hidden injury. And people looked back at the rumble in the jungle fight, in slow motion. And they noticed, Ali was reacting late to punches from the right side. He was turning his head too far to the right. He was seeing punches from the left perfectly, but missing ones from the right. It all made sense now. Layla Ali, Muhammad's daughter, herself a former professional boxer, made a statement on social media. Learning that my father beat Foreman with one eye was shocking. He never told us. My mother didn't know. I didn't know. Nobody knew, but this is so like him. He never complained. He never made excuses. He just did it. People are asking, why did he hide it? The answer is simple. Because he didn't just want to win. He wanted to win as champion. With no asterisks, no notes. Just pure, undisputed greatness. And even with one eye, he was the greatest. Sports medicine experts analyzed what Ali did. And they all said the same thing. Impossible. Dr. Robert Cantu, neurosurgery professor at Boston University. Boxing with one eye is incredibly dangerous. You lose depth perception. You misjudge distances. And you can't see punches coming from your blind spot. Fighting a man like George Foreman is risky even with two fully functional eyes. With one eye, that's suicide. What Ali did wasn't just brave. It was physically nearly impossible. The body has to adapt. The brain has to compensate. And psychologically, you have to ignore the fear factor. This is one of the most incredible achievements in sports history. So why did Ali hide it? For 42 years? Several theories. 1. Pride. Ali didn't want his victory questioned. He didn't want people to say, oh, he only won with one eye. 2. Legacy. Ali's legacy was being the greatest. If people knew he was disabled, maybe it would complicate that legacy. 3. For others, if Ali revealed the truth, other boxers might take similar risks. Ali fought with one eye. I can too. Ali might not have wanted to set that example. 4. Private. Maybe Ali just wanted to keep it for himself. A secret only he knew. An achievement that didn't need anyone's appreciation. The truth was probably a mix of all of these. Interestingly, a few people suspected. Howard Bingham, Ali's photographer and close friend, once asked, Ali, is your right eye okay? You're squinting a lot. Ali laughed. I'm getting old, Howard. That's all. Angelo Dundee noticed many times that Ali was slow on the right side, but he never pushed it. Maybe he didn't want to know. Maybe if he learned the truth, he'd have to stop Ali, and he wanted Ali to fight. Dr. Ferdy Pacheco, the ringside doctor, knew something, because in 1977 he quit. I can't be in Ali's corner anymore, he said. He's killing himself. Pacheco never explicitly mentioned the eye, but maybe he suspected, but none of them talked. The secret died with Ali. Muhammad Ali fought 61 professional fights. He won 56. He lost 5. But the statistics don't tell the real story. The real story is this. Ali won one of his greatest victories, the rumble in the jungle with one eye, half blind, completely at risk. And why? Because Ali refused to give up. Because he didn't care what people said. Because he lived by his own standards. Today, we use the word disabled. But if you'd asked Ali, he would have smiled and said, disabled? Disability is only in your mind. Ali taught us that real strength isn't physical. It's mental, emotional, spiritual. Whether you have 2 eyes, 1 eye or no eyes, if you believe enough, you can overcome any obstacle. In 2016, when the truth came out, people asked, does this make Ali less great? No, the opposite. It makes him greater, because now we understand he wasn't just a world champion, he was a miracle. If this story moved you, remember, in life, there will be obstacles. There will be shortcomings. There will be limitations. But obstacles don't define you. How you respond to them defines you. Muhammad Ali, with 1 eye, beat the most dangerous men in the world. Because when he wanted to see, he didn't just use his physical eyes. He used his heart. He used his courage. He used his faith. And in the end, that was enough to see clearly. What do you want to see? And what are you willing to risk to see it? Ali knew the answer. And for 42 years, he told no one. Because true champions don't fight for applause. They fight for themselves. And sometimes, the greatest victories are the battles nobody sees.